is Lisa, the original designing diva. I'm here today because I guess I call it a Goldilocks syndrome thing going on. This is the Faux Dori I made out of my Filofax. This is another Faux Dori that I made out of another used Franklin covey that I had. And the Goldilocks syndrome is, this one is too big and this one is too small. I need something just right, and I don't have that, and it's frustrating me. I do have a request into one of the leather vendors that I use. I found a piece of leather that I really fell in love with, but it's not listed in the width that I would need. So I have a request into them to see if they can give me a wider piece of leather so I can get that just right binder. The problem is this one fits everything I need and my tabs, but it's one of the things I loved about the Faux Doris was the compact size, and this is not a compact size. It's the size of a ring binder, and that's what I was trying to get away from, the ring binder. This one, it's pretty wide when it's empty. It's got a couple inserts I put just to, support it. It's the size of pretty much the size I need when it's full, except it doesn't enclose my tabs. My tabs stick out, so they're going to get ruined with the closure. So I measured them. This one is like 7.5 wide, and this one is about 6.25 wide. So this one is probably like 13, and this one is probably close to 15 total width. So what I'm going to try and do, until I hear back on the leather I want, I have this piece of vinyl, which is pretty, but it's vinyl. What I'm going to try and do is see if I can make one that perfect size that I need out of this piece of vinyl. And I thought I might as well do it on camera, so you can watch along. I measured it out already to 14 inches, and I measured it to 8.5 inches tall. So I'm going to make my cutting line for 8.5. And that didn't work. Try that again. It's there, it's faint, but it's there. And this one I'm making 14 wide. So cut it there. Why this pencil isn't working? I don't want to use ink. Well, I guess I'll just have to do it this way. So I'm cutting an inch off each side, 1.5 inches off of each side. And because I'm cutting 1.5 inches, I'm going to lose this on the bottom anyway. So, and then I'm going to cut it 8.5 high. So, looks pretty straight. This is actually harder to cut than leather. It's harder to get a nice even cut. Got a little thingy there going on. Let's see if I can get rid of that. I may have to file it. And 1.5 inches from this side. I don't know why vinyl is harder to cut. It tends to go off. It doesn't like to stay up against the ruler for some reason until you start, you get a groove going, and then I'm going to have that same old divot thing on this one. See, it goes off on its own. It does its own thing. Let's see if I can do this with scissors. Alright, got my sides. And part of the problem is this thing is so, my cutting mat is so messed up and warped, and I really should get a new one. I know I would just ruin a new one, so I hate to spend the money. But I may have to. Because it's hard to get a good The ends I'm not worried about because I'm going to round them. But, so let's see, this is what I've got. And I probably will fold it. I think I'll use this as the front. And I've got a little more than 14. It's 14 1/8. And it's just a hair over 8.5, so that's fine. I'm going to erase my marks. I'm not going to cover the inside of this. I'm going to leave it plain. And I just need to find my file, which is probably easier said than done. Definitely easier said than done. So I'm actually going to leave now, and I'm going to find my file, and then I'll come back and file and do my corner rounders. So hang in there. I'll be back in a few. Okay, I'm back as usual. It took me 10 minutes to find something that was actually right in front of me. But I'm just going to see if this works on this. I don't know if it will. Nope. So I'm going to have to retrim it. And that's much better. Okay. Just look at the side. Okay, I think we're good. I think I got nice even edges now. I'm going to use my corner rounder. And again, it won't punch completely through this. I don't know why, but maybe it's getting old. Maybe they get dull with time, I'm not sure. Maybe I do need to invest in a new one of these. But for now, that's what I have. And so I'm just going to trim these up. And if you've watched any of my other tutorials, you know I mentioned that this is how I get my corners nice and round. My corner rounder, again, for some reason leaves little spiky things on the ends. Doesn't make a complete oval or half oval or whatever it is. So I used to use scissors, and sometimes it would work, and sometimes I would cut too much off and ruin the piece I was working on. So I started using, this is actually one of my jewelry files that I used to file down wire ends when I use wire for wrapping. So it's a pretty fine file. It's not a heavy duty file. It's a jeweler's file, but it works well with this. And again, they're relatively inexpensive. I think I got mine from Amazon. And you can get sets of them that are like different, you know, they're all different grits if you need to. But you really just need one kind of fine file. Or if you're good with scissors, if you're better with scissors than me, then you might be able to just do it with scissors. But I'm one of those people that tends to get heavy-handed with things and get myself in trouble. So, and I'm not really, with those scissors, I'm not really trimming the actual vinyl. It was some of the pieces that were left when I used the corner rounder that didn't come off. Okay, so I've got my corners. Okay, so there's my cover. This was kind of an impromptu video. I just started doing this and thought, you know what, I'm going to film it while I do it, so I don't really have everything I need on hand, but I probably would use something like Vintage Photo with this. I don't think I have it handy. Oh, I do. Yay. Okay. So, this probably still has some black soot left on it, but just going to finish off the edges. And you can see the difference in this. It's not as stark as the black soot, the vintage soot, although there is some black soot probably still left on this pad. That's okay. Trust me, I'm much more fussy when I'm making something for my shop than when I'm making it for myself. When I'm making it for myself, I cut corners and do crazy stuff, but that's kind of the fun part. I experiment and see what happens, and sometimes it works out well, and sometimes it's a total disaster. So, okay. And I got a little on the inside. I'm not sure if a wipe will take that off, but I'll try. Yep. This is just a regular old baby wipe. It's actually a facial wipe. It's a whole big box of them I get at Costco. And they're great for cleanup for your desk or for something like this where I want to get something off. Okay. I also use like the Lysol wipes too every now and again. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry. And I will leave you for now. I'm going to come back and mark my holes and hole punch and decide what color elastic I'm going to use with this. I'm kind of limited with elastic at the moment because I'm working on so many Faux Doris. I don't have a lot of colors left. So I'll have to see what I have and we'll go from there. So I'm going to say bye for now. I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. I went through my elastic stash and I came up with these 4 colors that were possibilities. I really liked this light green, but the problem is I need to fit all my inserts. I need quite a few elastics on the inside, and I'm not sure I have enough with this color to do that. So I ended up going with the gold because I have a spool of the gold and I can, make as many elastics as I need for my inserts. And I also have the cotton cording for my bookmarks in gold, so I went with the gold. I went ahead and did some charms. And if you've watched any of my other tutorials, you know my charms are attached with split rings, not jump rings, and split rings won't come apart on you. So these 2 are attached with split rings. They have little, hole things up at the top that you can attach them. And then this, I decided to go with, this is a black Labradorite. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it has it's not a true black. And it does have some gray in it. So I thought it went nicely with this pattern here, the deep gray with the lighter gray. And I did gold accents because I wanted to bring out the tan and the gold of the other, patterns. And I added this little, and it's hand wrapped. It's a wrap loop, so that's not going anywhere. It's on a fancy head pin and it has 2 small gold beads on either end. This is a little charm that says laugh often, and this is a symbol charm. And then this is for the closure, and then this is for the spine, and it's just the simple black Labradorite with the gold beads. So that was the plan. And then on my bookmark, I'm just going to do 2 gold beads at the end. So let's let's go ahead and mark our holes. I need a marker. Again, I apologize because this really was an impromptu video. I wasn't planning on it, so I don't have all my supplies handy, and I'm just kind of playing it by ear as I go along, so forgive me. Okay, so this is 14 inches wide, so we're going to do 7 inches as our center mark. This ruler is difficult to work with because it's magnetic and it's hard to get where I want it, and I can't see through it like my other one, but I can't find my other one right at the moment. Let's do it this way. Okay. So we've got 7, and then I'm going to go over a half and a half. It's going to show up on this one, but I use a different color marker. Let's see what I have here. Orange, maybe that'll work. Okay, so 7. That's not going to work. Da-dee-da-dee-da. We'll try blue. So 7. That's a little better. And half. And half. Okay. And then we measure down 1 inch. Those are centimeters. Measure down 1 inch. Measure up 1 inch. And we find 4 1/4. Get my center mark. I goofed. I made it on my outer thing there, but I'll see if I can get that off. Alright, so I'm going to leave you now and punch my holes because, as I've said a few times now, my crocodile is really noisy. So I'm going to leave you and cut my holes, and then when I come back, I'll do the threading of the elastic and my bookmark. Okay, so I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. I did my hole punches, and I added these, they're not really black, but they're so dark, they're like a dark gray eyelet to the holes. And then I went ahead and I wanted to brighten it up a little bit, so I added these bright gold metal corner covers too. So let's get started with our elastic. And I have to add my charm now because they're on the spring ring. Okay. Just gotta make sure I get this so that the charm is facing front. Thread both through the center. Let's see. Let's see if I got it right. Yay, I did. Okay, so pull tight so your elastic is tight. And make a knot as close to the book as you can. This is a lot easier to do without charms, but I have no choice. Pull it tight. Let's check it again just to make sure. Okay. So we're going to go on the inside and make another knot so it doesn't pull through from this side. You want it secure on both sides because if you just secure it on the front, then when you move your closure, when you move your elastic for your closure, it's going to pull through on this side. And vice versa, if you put inserts in on this side, it's going to pull through on the other. So I make knots, and then it keeps it secure. So then you're going to go through this hole and then back in through the top hole, doing your threading through the center holes, through the second hole, back in through the top hole, pull it taut, and make your knot. Okay, so that's your first elastic. I'll do the second one with you also, and then I'm going to leave you and finish with the elastics and the bookmark off camera. Okay. So, because I need to add, I think I have 10 inserts, so I think I need 5 elastics, so I'm going to have to do this twice. And I thread my bookmarks now. I used to do it through the center hole, and then I would make a slit in the bottom to thread it through so it would come to the inside of the book. And I don't do the bookmarks with the vinyl ones or the laminated ones, simply because I think I need to keep the price point of them down. That's the purpose of them, to be, starter or whatever. So it was the leather ones I was doing that with, and sometimes when you cut the leather like that, it ruins it. It doesn't fall nicely. It depends on the leather. And you have no way of knowing till you cut it. And then once you cut it, it's cut. You can't go back and fix it. So I decided, and I think it looks better anyway. I decided I thread the two ends of my bookmark through the two outer outer holes, and then it just looks nicer, I think. So that's how I do my bookmarks now. So, okay, I'm going to leave you now. I've got 3 elastics. I'm going to do 2 more through the side holes, and I'm going to thread my bookmark, but I'll finish the bookmark on camera with you. So I'll leave you for now. I'm going to finish. I will be back shortly. Okay, so I've got my elastics thread. It wasn't as bad as I thought. It actually went pretty smoothly. I have two separate ones that I've done through the top side holes, and 2 separate ones I've done through the bottom side holes, and then I have my bookmark also through the side holes, and I attached my charm to the bookmark. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elastics. I think I have 10 inserts, so that should work. So now I just need to measure my bookmark and get my charms, if I can find them. Charms, where are you? Oh, there they are. Okay. So you just thread them through. And originally I started threading my bookmark through the center hole and slitting it to bring it around. And some of the leathers it looked okay with, and some of the other leathers the slit didn't look right. It separated and it looked unfinished. So after that point I started doing it on the sides, and it actually works out better because your bookmark is on 2 sides. It's spread out, so you can use it a little easier, I think, because it's on 2 sides. And it's a neater look, and you're not slicing up your leather, and I don't know. I just thought it was a better look. So I've been doing it that way for the last few books that I've made. Because once you cut your leather, it's like, you know, once you cut, you're done. You can't go back and fix it. And, you know, if it looks okay, great. If it doesn't look okay, then it's like, oh, geez, what do I do now? So that's why I do it this way. I have no worries when I do it this way. Okay, so that's your bookmarks. I usually put just a little bit of, this is on my fingers, got all messed up, but I usually put just a little bit of glue on the knot, so I know the knot's not going to come apart on you. Oh, I always have way too much. I don't know. I guess I should start measuring better. I always end up wasting a lot. Okay. So there's your 2 bookmarks. Your bookmarks, your elastics. This is what it will look like closed with your charm. And your closure charm. So that's what we've got. So I'm going to cut away now, and I'm going to try putting my inserts in, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. But I will come back when I have the inserts in, and we'll see what we've got. Hopefully, I didn't try them before. I haven't tried them. So it'll be what it'll be. So I'll be back. Okay, so here's the finished book. I did have to move my tabs in some to fit it in there. I think this is 14. I think 14 and a quarter or 14 and a half would be the magic number. If I do this again, I will most definitely put my inserts in and measure that way. I know that's how you should do it, and I was silly not to, but I didn't. But they fit. You can see I have my top labels, and I have my side labels. The back ones fit fine. It's the front ones that hung over a little bit. So maybe just that extra quarter of an inch would be all I need to make it perfect. But I will use this one. It's the best one so far. It's pretty. I like the pattern. I don't mind that it's vinyl. I like the vinyl. I did a video on the vinyl. I haven't posted it yet, but I did a video on my vinyl and laminated Faux Doris because I think they're underrated. They're very practical. They're very easy to make, you know, for upkeep. There's no upkeep on them. You don't have to worry about them. I reinforce all my holes with eyelets, so you don't have to worry about them tearing. I don't make my vinyl and laminate Faux Doris as fancy as I did this one. I did this one fancy because it's obviously for me. So, but they're more cost effective than the leather. They're relatively inexpensive. They're much more inexpensive than the leather. And I think if, you know, you're just starting out with, if you just want to try Faux Dori or Midori, and you don't want to invest $40 or whatever in a book, you know, these are available. They're relatively, they're very inexpensive. I think they're $14.99 on my website, which is nothing, and they come with inserts and, you know, closure charms. So they're not a basic bare book. You do get some things with it. Excuse my phone. I'm going to shut off for a minute. Okay. Unfortunately, I have to leave my phone on for business purposes, and I have no control over that. But so I'm just going to compare it to this one, and you can see the difference. There is quite a bit of difference in the size. It's bigger than a traditional Faux Dori. I don't know if it's bigger. It's probably a little bit bigger than that one. It's wider than a traditional Faux Dori, and I do that. I've mentioned that a lot of times. I do that because you get more inserts. The wider it is, the more things you can fit in it. And I found you can make wider inserts. So this is what I have. I'm pleased with it. I think it came out very nice. I will use it. I have not heard back on that piece of leather that I'm waiting on. That would be my dream Faux Dori. It's gorgeous. It's a pearlized croco pattern. It's just beautiful. It's a white pearlized croco. So I'll wait to hear back on that. Hopefully they can custom make a piece for me because I'm I'm so fussy. But anyway, I thank you for watching. I know it was kind of a disjointed video, and as I explained in the beginning, that's because I really wasn't planning on doing a video when I started this, and just on a whim turned on the camera and went from there. So it's kind of disjointed. It's not the perfect video. I don't tend to do perfect videos anyway. I don't claim to. I'm not the best at videos, but you know, I try to get my point across and show you what I'm trying to do and educate you if you know, if it's something you want to try. So hopefully you got something out of this video. I thank you for being patient and for watching. I am going to do another video of my inserts. I don't have them completely set up yet. I want to do a bullet journal and different things I want to set up in here. So when I get that done, I will do a video of my inserts, because I've customized them. I've made them. There's certain things I need for myself, and so I've customized them for myself. So I'm going to go for now. When I get the inside finished, I'll post that video below. I thank you for watching. I thank you again for being patient. This is Lisa, the original Designing Diva, saying bye-bye for now.